Hey folks, welcome back here to the Vegas Town Channel. We're here in the main streets of East Las Vegas. These roads do not look like they do out in Summerlin on the west side of town. But here, yeah, it's a different story. This is Kilgore Drive. And we're coming up here to Exeter, E-X-E-T-E-R. Seen a lot of furniture just sitting out by dumpsters. It's not bulk pickup day because I looked. I always try to look first before I come out here. And not a lot of people out right now. It's temperatures are actually pretty mild, so it's kind of surprising there's no one out here. But tons and tons of calls for service in this area. These streets are full of activity, especially after dark. Lots and lots of activity. Major streets here again, Lake Mead and Hollywood Boulevard. And there's some 3-story homes right there. You can see separated from this neighborhood by a, what is that, maybe 8-foot wall there? But really interesting how the county does nothing in terms of code enforcement. And again, this is welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Escalade sitting there without a back window. Lots of bars on first floor windows and doors. That Accord, I'm not sure what's going on there. Tons of dumpsters if you need to locate a dumpster. Here they are. So we're going to drive down Isaac here, just off of Exeter. There's always something different going on in this neighborhood. And again, tons and tons of calls for service. There's a lowrider Cadillac. Looks like someone's doing some work or something on it. And then you've got this building here with a landscaper out front. Okay. There goes the ice cream truck selling all sorts of things, I promise you. And more dumpsters. What would East Las Vegas be without dumpsters on the sides of the road? And just it just feels so dystopian in here. Like, I don't know, hope is lost or something. Let me know if I'm wrong. Drop a comment. And as always, please do like, follow, share, and subscribe to us. It really helps recommend us to other viewers, and it absolutely helps recommend us to the almighty algorithm. The almighty algorithm is what really carries the weight of your voice to other folks. So please help us out there, and also check out our merch available. So this is Sunrise Mountain High School here, right in front of us, for anyone who may have attended here. These are actually their athletic fields back here. We're going to make a left here onto Carey, C-A-R-E-Y. Sunrise Mountain High School softball. And it looks like they actually have a sponsor there. It's interesting. And then these homes lining Carey here. Again, I would estimate probably 80s, 1980s, late 70s maybe. And a lot of the garages in these homes look like they've been converted. This is Hollywood Boulevard here, the last major corridor here on the east side of town. So EDC is in town. That is the Electronic Daisy Carnival. And that event is being held directly in front of us, well, quite a ways away, but to our north here, out at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And see some of these homes up here, brand new homes that they're putting in, and this is right across. So Nellis Air Force Base separates us from the Motor Speedway, and it sits right directly in front of us here. But you can see new homes, quick move-in right here on the right. Offering all manner of amenity. Well, maybe not all. New home, 0 down, yeah, and then they'll give you an interest rate of 9%. I thought we learned our lesson, right, from the crash back in 08. That was the rumor, at least, right? So, because of EDC, they open up this south gate here at Nellis Air Force Base in the evenings. I'm curious to see if there's anyone out here right now. There were reports of all sorts of buses going up and down Hollywood last night. Hollywood Boulevard here that we're on right now. And so, just curious to see what it looks like. So the Motor Speedway is just to the right of center up here. I'm gonna go over here. So it looks like they have someone out here checking things before they let you go through this perimeter road to get out there to the Speedway. And there you see the sign for Nellis Air Force Base. So the south gate right now, of course, closed. Department of the Air Force installation. So this is actually Cheyenne right here. It's just a little tiny sliver of a roadway. And it does not connect to itself at all on the other side over there. But we've seen that, as that's been the case with a lot of roads here in this town, where they just don't connect to themselves, but they keep using the same name over and over and over again. So I'm going to see if I can show you real quick. It looks like there's some jets out there in between us and the Speedway. I'm going to try and zoom in on the Speedway out there. There it is, where EDC is being held. And then you've got some jets there in between us. On the other side of the fence, of course. A lot of people like to come out here and do some plane spotting for military jets and stuff. See that quite a bit. Come up here to Hollywood and make it right. So yeah, they went all out, and they haven't had this in previous years. We've been out here in previous years, and they haven't had like a little checkpoint set up here. And then someone has an ad out here, of course. Of course they have an ad. Why not? So these are the backs of the brand new homes here that we just passed. And this vacant lot here obviously is going to get developed at some point. Whoever owns it is probably asking too much right now, but there are the backs of those homes in this area. So we passed Jordan River Drive. Here on the east side of town. So, lots of cars driving around in this town without tags. I have theorized, my goodness, this roadway. This is the result of a whole bunch of trucks driving up and down this road. Even though the road is not built up to the spec that it needs for heavy truck traffic. But never mind that. Look over here at this shiny object. New homes, move in quick, of course. Converse Drive right here. And so I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that registration fees in this town are very expensive, in this state really. And your auto insurance is like top 5 in terms of cost every year. And so a lot of people, I think they just get their tag just to get the car registered. And you have to get insurance in order to do that. So they make the first down payment or whatever, monthly payment, and then just let it lapse. Don't bother paying anything anymore. So then when they start driving around with an expired tag a year later, they just take the tag off. Now, auto insurance in this town is expensive for many reasons. Lots of stolen vehicles in this town. Lots of collisions in this town. It's also been said that roughly 20% of the city's traffic at any given time, at day or night, is inebriated, operating a motor vehicle. I don't know exactly how they arrived at that statistic, but it would seem to make sense, at least to me. I do want to thank you all again so very, very much for joining. Please check out my wife's brand new channel. It's Cinnamon and Jupiter here on YouTube. She does some terrific spirituality and astrology. And so please check that out. And also please check out Vids from Mike. VIDSFROMMIKE. He does terrific sunrise and sunset drone videos here on YouTube, here in Vegas, with time lapse and plane spotting and all sorts of good stuff. So please check both those channels out and throw them a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Here is Cary, finally opened up. Right in front of us. They finally got it opened up. How about that? Thank you all again so very, very much for joining. We'll see you on the next time here on the Vegas Dawn channel, where it is the journey. And what happens in Vegas stays here on the Vegas Dawn channel on YouTube. We'll see you next time, folks.